It is currently December 9th and I leave Sydney tomorrow. So I thought I would film a video of me just kind of answering a lot of questions I had and a lot of questions that some of my friends have had just about study abroad in general. So if you're not planning on doing that, you do not have to watch this. A lot of what I'm going to be answering is specific to Sydney and NYU Sydney, but the general study abroad stuff, I feel like it could be applied to, you know, wherever you're going. But yeah, this is from my point of view, my experience. If I look like I'm sweating, it's because I am. It's because it's currently 90 degrees. 90 degrees! A little about me. I go to NYU and I major in film and television with a minor in business, entertainment, media, technology. And I am currently a third year. So junior, just wanted to preface that. Usually NYU recommends if you aren't like in liberal studies or something, because I think liberal studies, they study abroad much earlier, but if you're not, usually they're like third year, junior year is when most people start studying abroad. First question is, why did I choose Sydney? It was one that I didn't see myself traveling to on my own. So I think doing it through school was, oh, it'll make me go to another part of the world and I'll be able to experience it and do school there. Because before that, I didn't think I'd ever go to Australia. But after being here, I would come here as much as I can because I love it here. The application process for NYU abroad specifically, it wasn't very hard. You just really have to like dedicate your time to it. But when people say that, you think it's like hours and hours of work. It's really not. It's just you have to put in like basic information, you know, about yourself, and then there's like the writing piece where it's like why you want to go abroad and why you want to go to this specific place. If you are like serious about going abroad, it honestly isn't that hard of a thing because you're in it to go. You know, it's not like an assignment your teacher's giving you and you have to do it. You're doing it because you want to go. I got mine done in a few days, and that was just me dedicating like an hour, maybe 2 hours to it, and then I submitted. There's the international exchange, regular decision, and rolling admissions. So international exchange and regular decision, those both have like the same deadline. But if you're kind of on the fence about studying abroad, then you can do rolling admissions, but it doesn't guarantee you a spot in whatever site you're applying to. When you get accepted, hopefully, fingers crossed, obviously you know you're going to a different country, so you need to apply for a visa and you need to be prepared on what you're gonna pack. For the visa stuff, specifically for Australia, we had the staff helping us out because you have the option of taking classes at USyd, which you'll have an advisor here at University of Sydney as well. You have a lot of NYU staff here that will help you with the visa stuff as well. You're not going into it alone and doing all the application and all the visa stuff on your own. There's gonna be times where you have to do certain things before you can apply for the visa, and then your advisor here will then tell you, okay, now start the application process, and you want to get them done ASAP because it can either take a day to get it after you apply or it can take like months. And so your advisor will tell you once you're able to do the visa stuff as soon as possible, just so you get it out of the way. For that sort of stuff, I would definitely use an email that you always check. I know some people use their NYU emails. I didn't. I use a personal email, but whatever makes most sense for you. And now for packing, honestly, just do research on where you're going and what time of the year you're going, because I went for fall semester back home. So normally it's like 15 degrees, you're wearing a puffer and whatever, but here you're coming during really warm weather, so kind of dependent on when you're going. This is when I'm going to talk about like the course stuff, like class selection, course registration. For me, I went on something called an academic semester, which at least for film and TV kids, we have to take things for our major, and then we have to take gen ed. Meaning I didn't take anything for my major, I just fulfilled my gen ed requirements. And that's partially because I wanted a break from film and TV. And also the classes here that you are able to choose from to take, both NYU and USyd, they wouldn't fulfill anything for film and TV. But that might be different because there's more classes being added as each semester goes by. If there is a class for your major being offered, then definitely, you know, register if you want to. So like I said earlier, you're gonna have an advisor here at the uni. Our USyd advisor was Jane Andrews. She enrolls you into your USyd courses. So that all happens with like this form much later on. You pick the classes you want, you put in the code and all that stuff, and she's basically doing the registering for you. But just pay attention to the emails. You have to take one USyd class for your visa, but I wanted to take as many USyd classes as I could. So I ended up only taking one NYU class and 3 USyd classes. Back at NYU, max credits we're allowed to take are 18. Whatever credit amount shows up on Albert is how many you're gonna get. But for the USyd classes, pretty sure every single class counts for 4 NYU credits. 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 4 I hope that made sense. For the registration for NYU courses, it's the same. It's possible to take all UCID courses. If I had known that was possible, I would have done it. I would definitely take the opportunity to take as many courses as you can at the respective university, and this goes for whatever NYU say you're going to if this is offered. But if you don't want to do that, you know, do what you want to do, but you do need one UCID course. The benefit of taking NYU courses here, for us, it was only once a week, and you're guaranteed not to have at least a sit-down test during the allocated finals week here. But for me, I didn't love the NYU courses only because since it's once a week, you're sitting in a classroom for 3 hours. My attention span, I can't do that. But if you're better at, you know, just sitting down listening for once a week, then, you know, go for it. But I'm preferred, you know, having a 1-hour class twice a week. So it's up to you and what your preference is. Sometimes it's hard to tell if a course will fulfill a certain requirement. So I sent the list to my actual advisor back at NYU just to be like, do these fulfill this gen ed requirement? If not, what can I take? Because I'm here on a gen ed semester. Do courses get filled up fast? No, at least not that I know of. All the NYU courses did not get filled up fast. We were also a very small cohort. So there were 18 of us, but next semester, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like 60 kids. So the possibility of a course getting filled up is higher. Every class I wanted to take that I didn't need a prereq for, I took. Workload, important to think about the grade conversions here. Here, like I said, is pretty laid back. A 50 is passing here, which was crazy to me because for my school, 65 was always passing. The grade conversion is just kind of weird. NYU is gonna put on their own orientation events. It's like a week-long thing, or it was for us, it was a week-long thing. And every day we'd have like certain events, we'd sit down, we'd talk about random things. There'd be presenters, things like that. They would take us places. And so during that first week, you have to go to all of them because it allows you to also bond with people in your cohort. Before you come, you're gonna get an email being like, these are some of the events that we're gonna be holding throughout the entire semester. And you can basically sign up for whatever ones you want. And I would definitely recommend signing up for as many as you can, just so you can, you know, put yourself out there. Is making friends hard? I would say yes and no. First day of orientation, we had UCID orientation. I made quite a few friends. It's also like the first day, especially, everyone's just trying to make friends. Homesickness also contributed to it, but eventually there ended up being a point where all of a sudden I don't even remember being homesick anymore. Like it just like switched right away. Homesickness and feeling lonely and finding it hard to make friends, all of that you will feel, but you'll also push through it and you'll find that you will love it here. I ended up making also a lot of friends in this building, not NYU. And I ended up making a friend here only in October. Mind you, we leave like early December. And she had become my best friend here. It's gonna be a lot of like up and down. That's something that you just have to navigate on your own in your own personal ways. I promise you, all the feeling lonely and all that sort of stuff, that will pass. You may feel like it won't pass, but it will pass. Is living in the dorm difficult? It's a single. You have communal bathrooms, which is pretty different, I guess, from NYU dorms. The communal bathrooms on this floor are co-ed. Do you meet UCID people? Yes. I found that I really only fully interact with them through UCID courses. I became great friends with a whole bunch of people who just go to UCID. And then I added this question in, favorite spot on campus. I love doing work at a place called the Courtyard Cafe. That is maybe a 10-minute walk. I love it there. You might always find, you know, different places that work for you. And then in the quadrangle, which, maybe I'll put a photo, I don't know. I love them reading in there and like chilling out there. A lot of people end up doing work in what we have, the law library. I personally don't like it in there because it reminds me too much of boats. I would definitely say, you know, check out as many study spots as you can, find out what works for you. Sydney life. It's much more green. There's Victoria Park, which is literally 5 minutes away. It's less intense, I think. Everyone in New York just is go, 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 go. And then here, everyone is more chill. And you'll find that when it comes to, you know, just walking on the sidewalk. I don't know, there's something about Sydney's vibe that feels a lot better than New York City. But it's also, you know, from my own perspective. My friend asked me how much should I save? That is fully dependent on what you want to do. Depending on where you want to go, for how long you want to go, that's all dependent on you. I went to Melbourne, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Cairns, Thailand, and both the North and South Island of New Zealand. It's always better, you know, book trips in advance. So if you have places you know you want to go to and weekends you know are going to be free, definitely book them now. My friend had asked if I should find a job or an internship. That is completely up to you. At first, I was trying so hard to find a job, but as I realize it now, I think for study abroad, if you're in the position to do so, just take the time to just experience the country you're in. If you want to make some money while you're here, definitely do that. That's totally up to you. But for me, I'm thankful that I didn't get a job here. How does public transportation work? Subways are not a thing. There's like the main train, or there's trams, or there's buses. Those are the main modes of public transportation. Super easy. Here you tap on and you tap off. Basically the duration of your trip regulates how much you're paying. Yeah, definitely Opal card. You can always try and apply for a student Opal card, or you can always use your credit card. Is food expensive? Yes and no. You know, you have to think of the currency conversion. The US dollar is slightly stronger than the Australian dollar. I personally wouldn't recommend eating out every night or ordering food every night. You can always go to the Broadway Shopping Center or IGA or Woolies, get groceries and cook here. NYU kids are provided with a kitchen pack and a linen pack, which is bed sheets, pillowcases, towels, all that stuff. Meal prepping helps a lot. Kebabs are a huge thing here. There is a place called Mr. Euros. It is my favorite kebab place. I'll put a list of great food places right here. Mr. Euros kebabs, pho tonkin, it's a hand-pulled noodle place, drunk dumpling. Something that you aren't told about when studying abroad and living in a different country is just the amount of time you're gonna have to yourself, and that you will eventually find your people. What they also don't tell you or prepare you for is leaving. Studying abroad here at the time in my life that I did and where I did was perfect. They prepare you to leave, but like on a personal level, you won't be prepared to leave, like emotionally. I've made lifetime friendships. It's a very bittersweet thing. It's still really hard to say goodbye to all the friends. Even like your fellow exchange friends who have come here, you know, from other parts of the world to do their exchange and study away here. Saying goodbye to them is not gonna be easy. It's a very hard thing to do. But it's what comes with studying abroad. Saying goodbye to the country that you're in, saying goodbye to the people that you've met, saying goodbye to like that time in your life. Everyone says that you study abroad at a time in your life when it's needed most. And I think that is so true. I think that is all. That was a very long video. I really do hope that this video helped answer at least one of your questions. I hope it helps ease your stress if you have any, and clarify things that you might be confused on. That is all. All right.